Well, Vulcan was designed as a nuclear bomber, and the extraordinary thing is she was designed immediately after the Second World War. The same man who designed the Lancaster bomber drew the first pictures in 1946, which was only 5 years after the Lancaster had flown. But if you see the two of them together, you might think that they came from different centuries. She never went to war until right at the end of her service life, when she was about to be retired, when the Falklands War came along and Vulcan was used to bomb the runway at Port Stanley.
The aircraft's actually a very, very large aircraft as display aircraft go. In terms of length and wingspan, it's about the same size as an Airbus A320, so a small airliner. But because of the flying characteristics of the aircraft, the delta wing and the very, very powerful flying controls, the Vulcan actually flies and feels like a small fighter. Well, it's a very iconic aircraft. I think it's much loved by the British public because it's purely British built.
We did all expect that Vulcan was going to be flying for her last season this year, 2013, because she's due a very big modification to the leading edge of her wing.
It was designed as a strengthening modification to an area which had cracked on the fatigue test specimen. They decided that the skins would have a finite life, and after they got to that point, they would need reinforcing.
People are now being asked to pledge money towards getting this modification done at the end of the season. If it works, she will run until the end of the 2015 season, and this is called Operation 2015.
Unfortunately, when we get to that point, we will run out of engine and airframe life, so the aircraft will be finally grounded for good. When you taxi out and you see the crowd line, it's a very, very long runway here, and the crowd line is almost full length, and you see 15, 20 people deep. When the Vulcan comes out, you notice people move to the crowd line. It's known as the Vulcan effect. So I feel quite humbled to be here flying the Vulcan.
We're here to put smiles on people's faces, and the longer we can do that, the better.